So last time we talked about how to deal with requests for service animals. Now let's look at a couple compliance strategies for dealing with those requests. These are things that HUD says you want to have in place to make sure that you follow their guidelines. Number one, which is pretty easy and straightforward, is have the fair housing poster posted at your office. It doesn't need to be everywhere. It doesn't need to be on your signs, on your business cards. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but you at least need to have it posted at your office. If HUD comes into your office to investigate, this is the first thing they're looking for. Where do you tell the public that you are complying with fair housing? So put this poster in your entryway, put it in your accountant's office, put it somewhere that's visible to the public, put it on your website, put the little icon there on your website, but you want to have this visible to the public. That's the easy one. Now here's what HUD says. Number one, keep a log of all disability related requests. If somebody comes in and asks for a wheelchair ramp, if they ask for a service animal, you want to have a log, internal log, where you're going and logging every single request that comes in, and you're going to log how you're treating and handling that request. Because if you're ever audited by HUD, that's what they're going to ask for. They're going to want to see every request that was made and how you handled every single one of those requests. So create a log. It can be something as simple as an Excel spreadsheet. Don't make it complicated, but start logging those requests as they come in. Number two, document everything. Remember, these requests from tenants can be verbal, they can be in writing, they can be through email, they can be on a message, they can be in any way, any form or fashion. You need to document every single thing. You need to document how the request came in, you need to document what your response is, how quickly you respond. Everything needs to be documented. So email and everything, if you do make a phone conversation with somebody regarding this, document that phone conversation, but document everything. Third, this is what HUD says as well, which I think is good guidance. Have one team member handling these requests. This is tricky. Dealing with service animal requests and disability related requests is tricky. So you want ideally one person in your office handling it every time. Why? Consistency. That way the process is being handled the same way every time because it's the same person handling it. If you've got a large office and you've got different people handling these requests, odds are they're going to handle or treat them differently. You don't want that. You want consistency in everything you're doing. And last, never say no. Here's what I mean by that. HUD shoppers, or people at HUD employees, to go around and look to see if companies are in compliance, will call into your office and they'll ask straightforward, seemingly easy questions such as, do you take service animals? Your answer to that question is yes. It's not, well, maybe if we get them approved, if you apply. No. Your answer is yes. Never say no to these things. Now, if you're denying a service animal request, even then, HUD says, don't say no. Say, we can't do this, but we will. Here's what we can do. They want to see you make an attempt to alleviate that person's concerns. I know, it's kind of weird, it's kind of tricky, but that's what HUD says. So we need to just be aware of what HUD is looking for. If you're following these things from a compliance strategy, you're probably in pretty good shape. If you haven't already, jump on our download section, download our reasonable request for an accommodation, modification, and this will help you stay in compliance with HUD, keep you out of trouble.